Well, good morning and rise and shine, and welcome to Live at 8:05. I am Dr. Amy Nussbaum. Welcome to our Thursday edition this week. And we are going to be diving into something that hits close to home for many of us, which navigating parenting challenges. So, whether you're in the thick of toddler tantrums or navigating middle school mood swings or trying to figure out boundaries with your adult children, whatever season you're in, it can feel heavy and it can feel just out of control. It can feel emotionally exhausting, logistically overwhelming, and even spiritually draining. And if we're honest, when these challenges go unaddressed, oh boy, when these challenges go unaddressed, they can quietly chip away at more than just our patience. So, what happens if we don't figure this out, if we don't address some of these challenges? Well, first, emotional burnout becomes the norm. We start to become used to it. You start reacting to everything instead of responding to things. You operate in survival mode and you lose sight of the parent that you want to be. And resentment can build, the guilt can grow. And without intervention, burnout doesn't just affect your parenting, it affects everything, including your identity and just everything else at home. Who just it can affect your sleep, it can just affect everything. So, but if the values that you have get replaced by noise, if this doesn't get addressed as well, if you're not intentional, the values that you care about, whether that be your faith, connection with your family, character in yourself, and instilling character in your family, it gets drowned out by busy schedules. Behavior management becomes the focus, and external pressures start to really you start to feel that instead of being able to focus on that character development. Without space to realign yourself and your family, you start parenting for performance instead of for purpose, and really having that end goal in mind of who we are trying to create, who we are, partnering with God. We are trying to create young people who love the Lord, who are kind and exhibit all of the fruits of the Spirit. But when we aren't intentional about it, we lose sight of that and we get into our schedules and the busyness and where are we going next. And it just becomes a lot of noise. And honestly, your growth gets stuck too. Your kids aren't the only ones who are growing, or shouldn't be the only ones growing. You are too. At least you should be too. But if you're not tending to your own development, you stop dreaming, you stop evolving yourself, and you stop showing up as the whole person that God created you to be. Your needs matter too in every season of life. So I encourage you to reflect on three different questions today. First, what kind of parent do you want to be in this season? Because that does change season to season. And then, what is one area that you've been avoiding because it feels too overwhelming? Are there things that need to be addressed? Are there things you are wanting to implement into your household, but you just haven't done it because it feels overwhelming? And then, third, what would shift if you approached this challenge from a place of faith and not fear? We always should be inviting God into the process. We should be asking Him to give us perspective, give us direction and guidance, give us the words to say, give us the patience to have, and just help us to be an example of what we are trying to instill in our children. So, you know, mom, dad, step parents, guardians, grandparents, wherever you are on the parenting journey, you are not alone. You don't have to have all the answers. But staying stuck in guilt or confusion or disconnection isn't your only option. You were created to lead with love anchored in truth and equipped with wisdom, even in the messy middle. So I encourage you, if you would ever like to chat about where you're at, I would love to be a sounding board for you and just see where you're at and see where you'd like to go. But if this resonates with you, I want to personally invite you to my 4-day seminar that is starting Monday. It's called Confidence Reset: Silencing the Inner Critic. And while it's not parenting specific, the truth is so many of our parenting struggles come back to our own self talk and our own fear of failure or our own perfectionism. So if you've ever second guessed yourself or maybe compared yourself to other parents or felt like you're just not doing enough, this seminar is for you. So we'll tackle how to quiet the noise and step into your calling with more grace and clarity and confidence. And I would love for you to join us. So if that is something you would like to do, place a comment in the comments or send me a direct message and I will get you the registration information. So with that, have a great weekend. I look forward to seeing you next week in the seminar. But until then, remember, you are made for more. So go light up this world